I was not expecting to ever review this kit, or even to have this kit in my possession. But I guess if you're good at something, you can make anything work, so why don't we give this a try? Hey guys, it's 101R Smith back again with another review for you, this time of the Master Grade Gundam Astray Turn Red. And to be honest, like I said in the intro, I was not expecting to ever have this kit in my possession. To be honest, I don't know barely jack shit about this kit. I actually had to go to Gundam Wiki to find out what this thing is. So apparently, this thing is the Turn Red from Gundam Seed Astray Destiny R. Yes, after 15 years, Gundam Seed is still a thing. But thankfully, I happen to like the Astrays and just the first seed, not Destiny. Not Destiny. Fuck Destiny. But yes, this comes from the manga Gundam Astray R, and this thing is piloted by a man named Valerio Valerie. And to be honest, can I even say that this thing is being piloted? This thing is run by an AI, and it has a duel with the Gundam Astray Red Kai. Basically, its big thing is an inverted Astray red frame and 2 tactical arms instead of 1. So, it sounds like a niche thing, but possibly sounds cool on paper. Now, before I proceed with this review, I have to give a big shout out to the guys at Canadian Gundam for again supplying me with another kit to review for you guys. Please go check them out if you can. There is a $10 flat rate shipping on anything you buy and free shipping on any orders over $400. They've been very kind and helpful to me before with the Strike Noir, and they were so graciously to give me this kit, especially a kit that is almost sort of a P-Bandai, because while it is P-Bandai everywhere else in the world, in North America, it is a normal release. So if you have a little bit of an extra change laying around in your pocket, I say please go get this kit if you can. And now, thanks for the blessings of Canadian Gundam, why don't we open up the box and see what we have here. Opening up the box, and I'm not gonna lie to you guys, the beginning of this kit can be somewhat intimidating, because essentially it takes 5 kits in order to make this Gundam. That includes the original Blue Astray Revised, the Red Frame Kai, the Standard Red Frame, the Sengoku Astray Red Frame, and all the new unique pieces that make up the Turn Red. So it's going to be a little bit daunting because you'll have, for example, 2 different leg sets of armor and inner frame, one belonging to the red frame and one belonging to the blue frame. So you'll be going back and forth, so you really are going to need the instruction manual to help you out in the beginnings. Thankfully, like the other Astray kits, the inner frame of this kit is undergated, so picking up nub marks should be somewhat of an easy feat to do. Unfortunately, this kit is somewhat more sticker heavy than your traditional Astrays, and you're gonna have to use some of the stickers because unless you're really good at painting, turning a black into a white can be very difficult. And you come with color clear pieces, but I doubt you'll need the stickers for most of them. All built up, and now we have the Master Grade Gundam Astray Turn Red. And I gotta say, I think the inversion of colors works pretty well. Unfortunately, since there's no anime model of this, you have to base it off the manga. And I would say that based off the drawings from the manga, it's pulled off pretty well. This thing looks menacing and very strong, even in hint hint, you'll be doing a lot more of the actual posing. But otherwise, this kit looks pretty good, and I think the inversion of colors work. Unfortunately, there are details that require stickers like an Avifin, but I just cannot bring myself to put stickers on Avifin. It's just, who puts stickers on Avifin in 2018? Now, while this kit looks good, we have how it can handle some posing, so why don't we take a look at that awesome articulation? Like always, we're going to start with the head. The head can go up and down, 360, and you get a decent amount of side to side and wiggle room. Your only complication on this part of the kit is the actual V-fin itself. With the arms and the shoulders, you'll get a great wide range, and you can be able to go 360 absolutely no problem. when you don't have the technical arms on. You're going to get a beautiful double jointed elbow as well as wrist articulation. As the waist, you're going to get beautiful side to sides and up and down. The front skirts aren't really meant to be moved, and the back skirt can be moved somewhat. Other Astrays, you'll be getting a beautiful double jointed knee, and you'll be getting a lot of articulation of the ankle. Sometimes too much, but otherwise, on its own, the Turned Red is one of the better posers in the Master Grade line. Now, with this kit is all about the accessories. Damn near every single accessory that's ever been attached to a Master Grade Astray kit is in this kit. So, get your seatbelts on. Let's get started. First off, you'll be getting some Schneider daggers from the blue frame. They can be held up on the side skirts and then be taken out. And that comes from the blue frame revise. Next, you'll be getting the beam rifle and the shield from the original standard red frame, and they look pretty good with the standard colors. Next is what is known as the two tactical arms. They work in the same vein as the blue frame and the red frame. In terms of design, it leans more towards blue frame than red frame due to the handles of the swords. Now, while this thing looks good, if you really think you're going to get out of decent posing out of it on its own, you are shit out of luck. This thing is just too back heavy, and the tactical arms are too heavy on its own to hold. However, just like the blue and the red frames, this kit comes with one 1/44 action stand that allows you to hook on to any one of the two tactical arms in order to get some pretty decent posing. However, I wish there was two instead of one. And just like the original tactical arms, you can modify it and turn it into different forms, such as the gun barrel mode from the blue and the red frame. It looks pretty good, but it is a bit difficult to have the turn red make it look like it's holding on to it while it's shooting. You can also do the claw mode and everything else, but again, you're limited due to the fact that you're only going to get one stand for the tactical arms instead of two. But if you have a red frame, you might be able to do it. Speaking of the red frame, here is a comparison, and you will definitely see that this is an inversion of the red frame. Also, if you were a bit curious, here is the turn red next to the blue Astray UD. And I would have to say that the blue frame is a little bit more dynamic. Was asked online if you can create the original Astray standard red frame, and the answer is actually yes. You get all of the pieces from the runner of the P-Bandai standard red frame. The one caveat is that the inner frame of the backpack is white instead of red, but if you can paint that, you got your red frame. Also, you don't get the beam effect parts for the beam sabers. Now that we have the red frame turn red reviewed, I would have to say that you might hate this answer, but I do agree that this is definitely worthy of a P-Bandai release. Now hear me out. I would say that the Gundam Astray Turn Red is good on paper, but bad in execution. It's just too impractical to really work in real life. You got two tactical arms, which is cool, and it might work in science fiction and books and anime, but it just does not work here. You need two display stands in order to hold these things, and even then, the posing is just so awkward. It just does not work. It looks cool in a manga and in an anime, but in real life, when you have to deal with gravity and weight distribution, it just doesn't work. And I think that's why it fits P-Bandai so well. It's just such a niche thing. And also, I highly doubt anybody outside of Japan is really reading the Gundam Astray or mangas. That's a blanket statement. I know that's somewhat of a blanket statement, but it's just, I think the majority of people aren't going to really know about this kit, or probably didn't even know about this kit like myself until it got announced. And you might think, where the heck did this thing come from? It's a very niche thing, and I think it really works for the P-Bandai. It looks really good in terms of all of the Astrays that I've built. I gotta say, while my personal favorite is the red frame, my favorite one that I've built so far is the blue frame D. I thought, while it did have a lot of the Astray normalities, it was able to stand out because of its look and the fact that it had all these swords that could do different things. So I don't say that this kit sucks, but if you were to pass up on this kit, I wouldn't blame you. But if you're into the Astray manga and the Astray lore, I say go for it. It's a cool kit. And even if you can't get a lot of posing out of it, it just looks so menacing standing there. Just know that a lot of your posing is going to be it looking stoic and menacing. This is One-on-One Smith, and I will see you later. Peace.